I would not call Vegas.
I can explain to you. The game starts off in Good Springs. The game tells you to go south. You go all the way south. The game is like, cool, you have to go east now. You go all the way east. The game's like, cool, go north. Cool, you went north. They're like, cool, go to New Vegas. You go to New Vegas. And that's basically the entire game. It's linear as in, go in these directions and you'll get to the end of the game.
Yeah, but you don't have to follow that quest line.
You don't, but I'm just saying, like, that's what the game is telling you. And I'm like, that's how I can say it's a linear game. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, like, oh yeah, these walls suck.
It's linear, yes, but it's not on rails.
Yeah.
What you're saying. Okay, but my point is, I don't see an issue with the game being on rails.
Yeah, me neither.
Like,
I don't see why people think that's bad. I'm like, that's fine. Games can do that sometimes.
Like people made complaints about Final Fantasy 13.
It's like, oh, it's... Oh, I didn't get... Well, we already have...
It's... The issue with Final Fantasy 13
is that you don't get to taste Lightning's armpits.
It's not the fact that it's on rails. That part's good. It's not the graphics. That part's good.
Is it the plot that doesn't
make
sense?
It's literally everything else about the game.
Yeah, I've heard Blinded by the Light, and I'm like, that's such a banger song. Like, that main battle theme is so good, and I'm like, yeah, look at this. That violin fucking kicking it. It's so good.
Yeah. Like, the music's good. The linearity is good. The designs for everything is really cool. 3 of the characters are cool.
Yeah, and then you have the whiny bitch kid.
Then you have whiny bitch kid,
who's just Shinji from Evangelion, because he's like, don't worry, he gets better, I swear. And you're like, I don't care.
No, he doesn't. First of all, no, he doesn't. Second of all, who
Shinji
cares?
No, that's the idea, right? Like, anytime, like there's a whiny bitch kid, you're like, you're a shitty kid now, but you're supposed to get better, right? You're supposed to do the Evangelion bit of, like, no, not Evangelion, I'm getting my games confused. The one with Kamina, Gurren Lagann, right? You're supposed to, like, become a better character, right? But it's like, that doesn't excuse you from being a piece of shit right now, though.
And it doesn't excuse the fact that he's still gonna be a piece of shit later, like, that's the issue with that character. And then there's the reason why he's a shitty, whiny kid, and that never gets better. That asshole never gets good. He's just a piece of shit the entire time, and, you know, sometimes I look at Snow and I'm like, yeah, I can understand why Hope is a whiny little bitch at this character all the time.
Yeah.
I can see it. I probably would too. But at the same time, doesn't excuse you being a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, just because you're a shit kid and you have a valid reason doesn't make you stop being a shit kid.
I mean, it's a valid reason, but stop being a shit kid.
Yeah.
Is how that goes. And then there's dumb bimbo, who's just dumb bimbo. No one likes her.
Is that the pink-haired chick?
Yeah.
I saw that she gets a hot, like, lesbian girlfriend or something. Who's like super.
Hot lesbian girlfriend is one of the 3 good characters in the
game. I was about to say, she looked hot, and I'm like, I like her design, and that's about it. No, I don't know anything about her besides her design. In fact, I didn't know she was a character.
It's okay. No one knows much about her, because she has no characterization.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I know nothing of her, and I even know about the whiny shit kid. Hey, I heard you like midboss.
And then there's Black Guy, who is obviously the best character in the game, hands down.
There's a black guy.
There's the Black Guy.
Was this not the mid-boss?
He's best.
Oh, we're gonna get to the mid-boss, like, in the next room, I think.
He's the best character because he has a fucking chocobo who has a nest inside of his afro.
Oh, I remember him. You just had to say afro.
And he almost commits suicide at one point, which is really cool.
Yeah, I remember him. I forgot he existed because I remember him as Afro guy, not Black Guy.
And he's one of the best characters, both to play and.
Does that make me not racist?
I don't know. Anyways, he's one of the best characters. Just because he has a good story, he has good reason being an asshole, and at the same time being how he is. Like everything he does has good reason.
I
And in
feel like
Lightning,
the girl that's an annoying bitch. I feel like they try to make her the cute, adorable girl of the group, and like the likable hero bit, the likable heroine that isn't lightning. You know, like the peppy, cute girl. But I'm like, she's
you
annoying.
know, if they had just done that, if they had just done that,
It
she
felt
would have
like
been
they
a
tried to do
thousand
that.
times better of a character.
Yeah, here's the
And
midboss.
if you know, the issue is if they succeeded in making that her character for the entire game, she would have been a much better character. It was as soon as they tried to give her plot that she became bad. That's the issue with Vanille. Like,
Ow.
anyways, and then there's
Okay,
and then there's
stop
Lightning.
doing that.
Lightning is a good character. She has good character. And then they made a second and a third game. And they shouldn't have done that, as they ruined the good character.
Yeah, do you like that combat of my camera stuck behind your tree and I don't want to move the camera because I'm fighting him?
So you're just gonna prod your stick and hope win?
Yeah, I just kept spamming button that says stab.
Yeah. So anyways.
Oh man, I
yeah,
wonder if we got a new weapon. Oh shit, what do you think it is?
Boomerang.
It's a boomerang!
I actually totally forgot you got a boomerang in here. I just felt like it fit.
Is it because I started talking about the boomerang as soon as we landed on this island?
No, I had no idea. like I'm just like, I feel like there's these things that are dangling down. I feel like a boomerang's our next thing.
Yeah. So, boomerang, boop, boop, and then it goes in that order.
I also know there's no slingshot in this game, so that's not a thing.
No, that's because, we just get a bow and arrow. And I prefer that because they're the same thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I think the way they, the way they, ow. They have the boomerang work in, no, the fucking, slingshot work in, Ocarina of Time is the best way they did it. Where the kid can use the slingshot, right? But the adult can't, but the adult can use the bow and arrow while the kid can't.
Which makes no sense that the fucking adult can't use it.
Yeah, I understand it doesn't make sense, but I'm like, that's the best way to approach why you would have two of them.
Yeah, that's the best way to approach that.
Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe the slingshot's too small for the, like, the adult or something. I'm like, I can deal with that.
Anyways, let's see, linearity in games. I don't understand why people don't like it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, I feel like people should be fine with linearity. It means that you actually have a plot.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever noticed that every game that's just an open world game has like no plot?
Yeah.
Comparatively? It's because they can't. Like, they can't. You can't program that many different. Okay, well, this character decided to go.
Like,
to
or
the-
they have, like, very bad plot, like, god damn it.
Yeah, because you can't take in for the fact that the player decides. Okay, well, we're just gonna
Yeah,
go to
that's
the
why,
last
like-
dungeon first.
That's why Breath of the Wild is really good, because they just say, oh, this is all optional plot. Like, everyone knows Legend of Zelda, you kill Ganon, right? Like, that's, like, the same thing as, like, oh, Cloud kills Sephiroth, right? Like, at this point in time,
Can't
like,
say that makes it good.
I'm not saying it's bad, it's just, at this
Plot,
point in
though.
time, everyone knows it. So it's like, okay.
No,
right?
but I'm just saying that doesn't make it good plot. Like,
No, because now you know the plot, like, you literally do the tutorial, the game is like, oh yeah, just go fight the final boss whenever you feel like. And it's like, but if you want to engage with the actual plot of the game, there are like side quests that we can give you immediately. And if you do the first side quest, the game's like, okay, there are 4 different areas in the game. You can do them in any order you want. And they all have their own side plot and shit.
but that doesn't make it. That doesn't make it good plots.
It makes it like, it's I think it's the best thing that you can do for an open world game, though. Making it
I
so that
agree.
the
It's
making so that the plot is
the
like
best.
optional content that is engaging and fun to like interact with, but also making it not super important that it matters to like actually beat the game.
But here's the issue. Yes, that's the best thing you could do with that. However, it's still not good enough. Because, okay, now it's all optional, so I don't give a shit. I don't have to give a shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But
now
like,
all
here's the
this
thing: the
optional
way the
shit-
game works is like, yeah, you can go fight the final boss, but you're not gonna fucking do well, right? So they're like, if you want to, you'll get stronger by doing the side stuff, and we recommend you do it because you'll probably like live longer and actually successfully do stuff.
Well, yeah, but my point is, it's
Yeah.
linearity in a video game is a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you need it either. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like you can have a decent plot without linearity. Like, and I'm saying Breath of the Wild did a good job at that. I'm not saying it
But I
did the
feel
best
like you
job at
only
that. It
ever
could have done
get-
a lot more, but
But I feel like you only ever get decent. You don't get the height of what a
well, that's because I feel
linear
like the problem is everyone
can
loves
do for
open
you.
world games, and so they just focus on making an open world game. And I feel like if they focus on making a plot that goes with an open world game, it would be a better idea. But I feel like everyone's too obsessed with the idea of an open world game.
And that's my issue. I think people need to stop being obsessed over.
No,
games
it's
saying,
that
"Hey,
like
we need this
game
plot."
developers think like, okay, let's make an open world game, but like they don't focus on making a decent plot for it. And that's the problem, I think. Thank you, game.
But yeah, I mean,
That's why. Oh no, I think like I feel like when people, because a lot of game developers are like, oh, everyone loves open world games, let's just make an open world game, and then they come up with like, but we need to create a story and a plot, and they're like, fuck, and then they don't, or like at least make an engaging one.
like I think I'm trying to think of an open world game that I really liked for plot reasons, and the only one that really comes to my mind right now is probably none, because I don't fucking like open world games. They don't have good plot.
Yeah, I feel like it's possible, but I feel like when people make like game developers, especially like AAA like developers, they're like, let's make an open world game because that's what everyone wants to play. That's what everyone and their mother thinks are very good video games. And so they
Like,
just
I'd
make that instead of focusing on anything else, and I think that's the problem.
Like, I'd argue pretty much all the Final Fantasy games because they open the world to you, but that's not an open world. That's just, okay, we got far enough in the game that the world's open to us.
Yeah. Like, I feel like people focus too much on an open world game and focus more, like, on the open world. They spend too much time trying to make the world cool and immersive, or, like, exciting, rather than, you know, making
You could do
it
that.
have an
Okay,
actual
so-
story.
You can make the world immersive and large and interesting without... You could still be stuck in a freaking, like, cell and still have an interesting world. Like, take for instance freaking Trails in the Sky. That ain't open world. You're fucking stuck in one town every single chapter.
It was an interesting world.
World's still interesting. The world's interesting, but then again, that's also that's what that company does well.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
That's all they do is make these interesting worlds.
Yeah.
Like, their world building is the best.
Mhm.
Their plots aren't that great. They're very And I think they would do well with partnering with another company that does good plots, and them like combine their
Yoko
two
Taro,
strengths.
please, sir.
If we could
Introduce a
have a
2B
Yoko,
character.
if we could have a fucking Yoko Taro game, and
Quick, Hideki, I think that's it. God damn, I can't remember his full name. The guy who does Danganronpa. Don't come here.
let's just not
you'll
touch
railroad
it.
the entire plot in the last 5 seconds of the game. Why do you do this
That's-
in every Danganronpa game? Why would you not do? Why would you do this in Danganronpa V3 and then immediately back out of that idea?
And again, I'm not saying any of these bad. I'm just saying they could be better. By
I'm
doing
saying
different
like
stuff.
plots for open world games always tend to be bare bones and obvious and simple. Cause like Breath of the Wild I think is good, but it's just Ganon's evil again. Right?
That's an issue. That's an issue with Zelda plot.
Well, that's why some of them are not just him.
Which is why I like Twilight Princess, because it's not just Ganon's evil. That's just a.
No,
by the
that's
way,
the
Ganon's here.
Oh, you never did you ever beat? No, you beat it.
Yeah. I beat
Okay,
it
so you
several
know that Ganon's just like, nah, it was me, lads.
times. Yeah, he pulls a fucking deal at the end. You thought you beat the game, but no, it's
Nah,
me, Ganon.
This is a Zelda game. What kind of fucking finale is without a Bowser finale? Without a Bowser appearance.
and that was
Bowser the
and that
Thousand Year
was
Door.
so good.
Yeah.
That was so good.
It did ruin
Because
the
it's
main
like-
villain Zant from being interesting.
And I still think Zant was an interesting character though. It
Yeah,
felt
but
to
it
me
makes
like
him
was-
less important and less like I care about him now because it's like, everything you do is pointless because it's just Ganon behind the scenes. In fact, he's the reason why everything happened.
I never quite. Yeah, that's how you could take it, but I kind of
No,
took it
because like
more as
Ganon's
a-
the one who turned imp girl into imp instead of hot chick, and is also the reason why like Zant even has power because I think he gave Zant power. He's like, here Zant,
That's.
here's my portion of power, do shit.
But I've always taken the whole like Ganon trip thing to just be like, okay, well, we need to throw him in here because Zelda games. So here's your victory lap. Go kill Ganon.
And like
Ganon.
some of the games don't have him, like fucking Minish Cap, he doesn't show up once. Like the
I
whole
thought we
like,
did.
dude, Phantom, Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks, no Ganon.
Yeah.
Right, like, I'm saying there are games out there that don't have him, and Twilight Princess felt like a game where he wouldn't be, you know, a thing, but he was there anyway.
I still don't think it was that bad that he was in.
I don't think it's bad. I don't mind it. I think it's fine, but, like, I think it's disappointing.
It made me clap.
It's Ganon Clap! I saw him in Melee!
I mean, to be fair, that was basically my experience with Zelda at that point. Was I knew it existed. I knew Ganon was a thing. So when he showed up, I'm like, oh, he is in the game. Clap.
Oh, he is a character. I didn't just imagine him.
But that was also my inexperience with the series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I still think all games are good in their ways.
No.
Okay, most games are good in some way,
Yeah.
except for the ones that are just trash.
It's like my opinion on Sonic games. I think all Sonic games are fun to play, but for the wrong reason. You cannot tell
See-
me that a single fucking Let's Play of Sonic 06 is not the funniest thing you could ever watch and super funny and entertaining.
Never watched one.
It's
Never
real
liked it.
good. I watched it, like, hell, I watched Vinny streamed Sonic 06 one time, and it was so good, because specifically what happened was, Vinny, just pointed a fucking, his laptop camera at the screen. And that was it. And it was so good.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have a capture card, and he was doing, I think he was playing the 360 version. But like, he didn't have a capture card, so he couldn't actually like record it, right?
You remember the days when companies actually tried to put stuff out on the Xbox?
Uh-oh, did I screw myself over? Uh-oh. Oh, well, no, I can escape. The game creators thought, they thought someone would do this. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sakurai.
But I mean, you remember that era where like they actually put actual video games on the 360?
I remember that,
Like-
and then Fable 3 happened.
Like good games like Lost Odyssey and Infinite Undiscovery, and no one even knows what that one is, but it's good.
Yeah. So I figured out what the propellers do. They bring you to the location where the propeller is at, and you're supposed to actually do this. You're supposed to actually just blow the wind. I didn't want to do that.
Oh yes, this is where you bowl.
Oh well, it doesn't matter because I can just...
Did that really work? Okay.
Yeah, I fell down when I threw it, but whatever, who cares? Give me thingy. Give me thingy. I don't even think this is where we're supposed to go, so I think this is just like an optional item.
And I'm not saying all games have to have a
This is
plot,
sad.
but don't try to make a
You don't need a
fake
plot. Look at Mario 1. Its plot was Princess is kidnapped, go save her.
like I said, you don't need a plot, but
Look
if
at
you don't need a,
Minecraft.
if you're not gonna make a plot, don't make a plot.
Yeah.
Like just say, here's your
Like-
goal, go do it.
Yeah.
Like here's a
I feel
demon
like
lord,
there
go
should-
kill it.
But like, if you're gonna make an open world game, like, there should be like, not like maybe a final boss, but like the strongest boss in the game should hint and nudge nudge, wink wink at you to go and fight it. Like as the final boss. Of like, this is the
Yeah.
strongest thing in the game. Oh goddamn, I have to go fucking...
Well, all you really have to do is just say, okay, go fight the demon lord. Okay, gotcha. Go kill the demon lord.
I have to go cleanse. Yeah.
You don't
That-
need a big plot.
Yeah, you
But
don't, but...
don't try to pretend
Yeah,
that a bad plot is a good plot.
yeah.
That's my issue.
And people who defend Skyrim are stupid.
It's not a good plot.
My favorite
it's a
plot is the
decent-
one that I never engaged with and still have yet to engage with it. Did you know that
Like-
there's a civil war going on? What?
Yeah, you only talk about it every other second. Wow, I actually heard the game for once.
Oh, I muted my mic, that's probably why, for a second.
Oh. That was disappointing. I'm like, damn, I actually heard you,
I
like,
need to
say
mute my mic, so... Oh, that's probably it. It's probably only feeding in one audio source, which is really stupid.
Oh. So I'm only hearing your audio source.
Yeah, which I feel like isn't how it should work, but I think that's how it's working.
Oh well. It's not a big deal. It's not like it kills me or anything.
Can't be killed, it's gonna die.
Like, I've dealt with this so long, I just don't care.
Yeah, you've got used to it, which is why you played video games in the background.
It is why I play video games in the background, is I can't hear
Because
sounds.
you're just
So
talking to me.
less
just like,
engaging.
whatever. When I will tell you this, when you recorded a Fire Emblem, man, did that shit suck. Wait a second.
right? Like, you now understand why I don't pay attention half the time, cause
Yeah,
fuck.
because it's like, it's... Not having audio for a game is super less engaging, and I never realized that. Until, like, you played Fire Emblem for 2 hours, and then we never went back to it ever again, because your computer is literally made out of cardboard boxes.
Yeah, it's like, it's okay if you're the one playing the game without sound, because you're the one playing the game
Yeah, you're
without
actively
sound.
having to participate, but, like, if you're just watching some other fucker play, you're like, I don't care.
Like, there's times where you're like, oh man, this is gonna be good boss fight, and then there's times where you're like,
didn't want to do
okay, he's just pressing the A button. I'll
And it's like, oh, the
tune
boss
in when
fight.
something happens.
I'll tune in when plot happens, and then Hitler shows up and you clap and you go back to your game.
Yeah, that's how that one worked. Except for part of was it Persona? Which
Persona
one
3
was it that
Portable
was-
was because you had to voice dialogue, so you had to actively participate
No,
and pay attention.
There was one game we did recently that I was actually like engaged in almost all the way through the game.
Was that Pikmin?
I don't think it was. It might have been Pikmin. I think it was.
Ah,
I think it might have been Persona 2. Like the very like the first 2 or 3 sessions we did of it. I was super engaged in, and then after that I kind of dropped off.
I really... Oh boy. If you notice, they're wearing a skull necklace. If we steal it, it disappears from his neck. Attention to detail.
Wow.
Very, very Nintendo. We can keep stealing from them, but they don't get, like... I think they just give up rubies. Or, like, HP.
Maybe you should play a Yes game at some point.
Oh, what?
A Yes?
Oh, no.
You know, good old freaking Yes 8.
Oh,
you know,
the Yes
Black
series.
Rosa of Donna.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You were cutting... I wasn't sure if you were cutting out or not. You weren't!
Yeah,
But, like, I was assuming you were, is the thing.
because yeah, it's such a weird word. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess? I'm like, that's Persona. We already did that, though.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you had issues with. I'm like, I'll go on and say one of the full titles, and maybe he'll understand.
Yeah.
Those are decent action RPGs that
Yeah,
have good worlds and not good plot.
Oh, man. I love Trails.
I mean, they're by the same company, so
Yeah, I know.
there's that one crossover between the two.
Did you ever beat... so speaking of good games... Yeah, get it, because
Yeah.
we weren't. Did I hit it?
Yeah.
I didn't hit it. So, did
I
you
ever-
ever beat Rune Factory 2?
No. I never ever went back to it after I let you borrow and beat it.
Yeah. Because I remember you said you didn't even get to, like, the childhood part of the game, I think.
No, I got to the childhood part. I never got past the...
Mhm.
I think it was the summer area boss?
Yeah.
The octopus, I think it was?
Yeah. Well, before
think it
we
was
go
an
and
octopus.
face off against this boss, I'm gonna go eat dinner because it's like 11:20, and I think I ate before we started recording, which was before 3.
Sounds good.
I'll probably let's see. Well, we're gonna want to beat the boss before we stop, so we'll decide when we stop after I come back. It should take
Alright.
like a bit. So until next time, y'all. For maybe 5 seconds for you, because this probably just be the same episode.